let's watch. Let's watch. Okay, I'm turning it on right now.
Of Indie Intertube. Your world.
A big truck. It's a series of two.
It's a web show, dear. The whole series won't be much longer than 5 minutes.
Hello, we are Cater Pictures, producers of Vampire Zombie Werewolf, and we are here to present the best dressed, best costumes.
Thurston.
Border Guardians of Acheron.
Dragon Age Redemption.
Standard Action.
Walking in Circles.
Blood and Bone China.
Divinity.
Misbehave.
Pretty, the series.
Video Game Reunion. Best Transmedia Project.
Receiver.
Apocalypse Diaries.
Once You Leave.
You Solve.
Heroes of the North.
Ooh. It's dirty.
Best Writing. In a Soap Opera!
Michael Caruso. Divinity.
Karen K. Hayes. Breaking Point.
Quincy Morris. In Between Men.
Susan Bernhardt and Francis Gilbert. Misbehave.
Anthony Anderson. Anacostia.
Tucky Williams. Girl Scene.
Stuart St. John. California Heaven.
And now the nominations for Best Sidekick.
Carrie Bowman as Tubi from Bandwagon.
Shaylin Wachter as Chandelier from Bandwagon.
Michael Taylor Gray as Royce Adams from Pretty the Series.
Vince Lozano as Detective Anthony Casdaz from You Solve.
Paul Higgins as Jeremy Worthington. Mind My Brains, darling!
Jason Burns as Fal 9000. Solo the Series.
Corey Loff as Kenny, Out with Dad. That was loud.
And now the nominees for Best Theme Song.
Goodbye Happiness by Birthright, Blood and Bone China.
Young Hollywood by More, Bandwagon.
Gumdrop the Unicorn by Brett Silverman, Pretty the Series.
Walking in Circles Again by Jonah Prior, Walking in Circles.
Fumbling Through the Pieces by Donna Hurst, Fumbling Through the Pieces.
J.F. Sebastian by Lady Doll, Girl Parts.
Venice Beach by Jen Foster, Venice the Series.
How appropriate.
Dun 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 dun
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun.
And the nominees for Most Socially Connected.
Vampire Mom.
Black Box TV.
The Guild.
Venice the Series.
Bandwagon.
Did you get this?
I did. Yeah, oh yeah, those. Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah, that.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Best Directing in a Soap Opera.
Kelly Portier, Divinity.
That was terrible again.
Forrest Naylor, Sundays.
No, with feeling.
Jennifer Gelver, In Between Men.
Now pull it back.
Eric Butts, Girl Scene.
Stick to the script.
John Zimmerman and Patrick Adarbo, Misbehave.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Anthony Anderson, Anacostia.
I will be in my trailer.
Karen B. Hayes, Breaking Point.
You're all fired.
Terrible.
Not true.
Not true.
How do you get people to watch your series? What clips do you string together in order to best represent what the audience is in for? How do you decide if you're giving away too much or too little? Making a trailer is tough. Making a trailer for a web series, that's real tough. Here are the nominees for Best Trailer. Viva Berlin, The Adventures of Mighty Woman, Guidestones, Causality, Elf Quest, A Fan Imagining, and Posthuman. Anyone who's at all familiar with Indie Intertube is already well aware of the strict attention they give to sound design, and rightfully so. Good sound can add so much to the overall experience. It's half the story, really. But if you get it wrong, dude, they are not afraid to let you know. Trust me. Here are the nominees for Best Sound Design. Blood and Bone China, Divine the Series, Once You Leave, Danger 5, Aiden 5, Hitman 101, and Stacks. From Mulder's office in The X-Files to the imposing house of Collinwood in Dark Shadows, good set design can be a character all its own. A web series creator has to be crafty when it comes to set design, and in some cases, they can end up writing stories around landmarks in their own community. That's one of the things I love about web series. Here are the nominees for Best Set Design. Blood and Bone China, Thurston, Dragon Age Redemption, Danger 5, Night of the Zombie King, Mind My Brains Darling, Continuum, Divine the Series, Border Guardians of Achernon, and Receiver. When I think of best soundtrack, I think of films like Stand By Me, Pulp Fiction, and American Graffiti. The songs on those soundtracks are forever linked to specific scenes in their respective films. It's tough to pull off, but when it's done well, both the scene and the song can be elevated to much more importance than they would have on their own. Here are the nominees for Best Original Soundtrack. Misbehave, Once You Leave, Out with Dad, Bandwagon, Venice the Series, The Passenger, and Black Box TV. Companies like Weta and Industrial Light and Magic have pushed the boundaries of what was once thought possible for Hollywood filmmakers. But, thankfully, digital effects aren't just for the big guys anymore. It's a brave new world out there for web series creators, and you'd be amazed what these artists are doing with just a personal computer and a whole lot of heart. Here's the nominees for Best Digital Effects. Aiden 5, Continuum, Once Upon, Mortal Kombat Legacy, Receiver, Stacks, End Result, Spell Fury, Immoral Dr. Dicker, and Quest Chronicles. Practical makeup effects. What's that all about? Well, in a nutshell, it's a special effect that's created by hand. It's an underappreciated art form, and when done well, can trick the viewer's eye into making them believe amazing and fantastic things. Who knows? Maybe one day, someone who worked on one of these shows could become the next Dick Smith or Rick Baker. Here's the nominees for Best Practical Makeup Effects. Divine the Series, Dragon Age Redemption, Elf Quest, A Fan Imagining, Throwing Stones, The Funny Man, Standard Action, Chopper, Immoral Dr. Dicker, The Passenger, and Haywire. There are a ton of super talented composers creating tiny masterpieces for web series, and we're lucky to have it. When you hear these nominees, I bet you can't help but think of some of the amazing music they've written for these shows. Here are the nominees for Best Original Score. Mark Alexandra, Hitman 101. Rob Goki, Night of the Zombie King. Rob Paget, Vampire Zombie Werewolf. Pat Tukey, Standard Action. Al Galvez, The Passenger.
It's time to remind the Pantheon and the world below why people used to think we were one and the same.
My name is Cupid and I'm here to say I want to wish you a fresh Valentine's Day.
Laugh it up.
Hi, I'm Cupid, Roman god of love, and one of the stars of the Further Adventures of Cupid and Eros.
And I'm Eros, Greek goddess of love and the star of the Further Adventures of Cupid and Eros. And we're thrilled to be able to announce the nominees for 7 categories in the 2nd annual Indie Intertube Awards. So without further ado, let's get to it, shall we? First up, the nominees for Best Editing.
You know, we feel particularly connected to editors.
That's right. We take 2 mortals who have great potential on their own and we bring them together to create something even more fabulous. Editors do that every day when they bring 2 shots together in an edit.
Right. I was actually thinking that they account for about 13% of mortals who need our help. You know, all that time spent in dark editing bays, they don't get out much.
No, we're happy to help. And the nominees for Best Editing are Rob Paget, Vampire Zombie Werewolf; Jason Lever, Out with Dad; Matthew Smith, The Guild; Ty Fauci, Whole Day Down; Chris Stone, Blood and Bone China;
Barry Dodd, Ragged Isle; Alex Delarma, Dexter Adriano, and Belty Rivera, You Solve; Tim Donahue and Aaron Sherry, Video Game Reunion; Nate Locklear, Once You Leave; and Scott Klein, Haywire.
Next up, the nominees for Best Theme Music to get it on to.
I'm pretty sure it's just Best Theme Music.
Are you sure? Do you know how many times I've used the theme music to the Rockford Files?
And the nominees for Best Theme Music are Rob Paget, Vampire Zombie Werewolf; Barry Dodd, Ragged Isle; Chad Cox, Throwing Stones; Mini Bosses, Video Game Reunion;
Benoit Babin, Heroes of the North; Rob Goki, Night of the Zombie King; and Don Schiff, The Guild. A cinematographer is an actor or actress's best friend. The best can make you look utterly divine. Of course, I've never really had that problem, but you've benefited, though, quite a bit, haven't you, darling?
Thanks.
And the nominees for Best Looking Show Cinematography are Christopher Charles Kempinski, Divine, the series; Barry Dodd and Derek Kimball, Ragged Isle; Chris Stone, Blood and Bone China; Sam King, Danger 5; Nate Locklear, Once You Leave.
Jeff Bland, Clutch; John S. Bartley, Dragon Age Redemption; Joost van Starenburg, Receiver; Regina Bartholomew, Vacationlanders; Al Galvez, and Ricardo Jacques Gale, The Passenger.
Sometimes the best thing you can do to spice things up is to invite someone new into your regular group of collaborators. Darling, your line.
Oh, sorry, I was just expecting you to use the Best Guest Appearance category as an excuse to talk about threesomes.
Oh, well, I definitely...
You know, I'll just read the nominees. And the nominees for Best Guest Appearance are the VZW Crew, Meet the Mayfarers; Aaron Gray, The Guild; Mark Gant, Leap Year;
Martha Byrne, Anacostia; Felicia Day, Chronicles of Humanity; Paul Adelstein, Bandwagon; Jeannie Francis, Pretty.
A show with a great credit sequence is like a date that shows up at your door dressed to the nines.
That's right. You just can't wait to undress it and see what's under the outfit. And the nominees for Best Credit Sequence are Throwing Stones, Girl Parts, Divine, the series; Haywire; Death's Door.
Blood and Bone China, Bandwagon, Leap Year, Vampire Zombie Werewolf, and Ragged Isle. And lastly, we are very happy to be presenting the award for Smexiest...
What? It's the smexy category? Smart and sexy. I'm just leading by example. And the nominees for Smexiest Actor are Woody Tondorf, most recently seen in Video Game Reunion; Brendan Bradley, most recently seen in Pretty; Dingani Beza, most recently seen in Asylum. Joel Bryant, most recently seen in Suck and Moan. Brian Michael Block, most recently seen in 8 and 5. Michael Caruso, most recently seen in Divanity. And Rob Paget, most recently seen in Vampire Zombie Werewolf.
And the nominees for Smexiest Actress are Alexis Boozer, most recently seen in Leap Year. Emma Caulfield, most recently seen in Bandwagon. Felicia Day, most recently seen in Dragon Age Redemption. Taryn O'Neill, most recently seen in Once Upon. Stacey McQueen, most recently seen in Pretty. Kelsey Robinson, most recently seen in Girl Parts. And Joe Bozarth, most recently seen in The Further Adventure... Well, that's our show. Who's Joe Bozarth?
I have to have something to put on those mortal tax returns.
Smart. Congratulations to all the nominees.
And best of luck to you all.
Hit me one more time and your sweet brother will know everything.
Well, looks like you got everything you wanted then.
And do you know what they do to girls like us in jail?
We serve 12 hours and we get released.
Do you have any idea of how deviant this whole thing is? Hi, my name is Michael Caruso.
And I'm Alexis Zabolis, and we're from the cast of Divanity.
And we are excited to announce the comedy nominations for the second annual Indie Intertube Awards. And yes, we're going to be...
Stupid.
I'm stupid. And we're comedy nominees for the second annual...
Indie Intertube Awards.
She didn't screw that up, and I'm very proud of her. What? I'm sorry! We don't use that word. But she's a... But we're going to be very serious about the comedy nominations, because comedy is serious.
Can I have alimony?
Shut up, Alexis. Hi, my name is Michael Caruso.
And I'm Alexis Zabolis.
And we're from the cast of Divanity. You're such a moron. Pretty serious stuff on the internet. This is no joke, people.
It's like living in your household.
Best of luck, everybody.
Good luck!
Hi, my name is Michael Caruso.
And I'm Alexis Zabolis. And we're from the cast of Divanity.
No And we are proud and excited to announce the nominations in the comedy categories for the second annual Indie Intertube Awards. I was actually going to keep that.
Good luck, everyone. And the nominees for Best Actor in a Comedy are...
Steve Lekowitz, Vampire Zombie Werewolf Show.
Sam Pancake, Pretty the Series.
Yuri Baranovsky, Leap Year.
Jonathan Nail, Solo the Series.
Josh Heim, The Further Adventures of Cupid and Eros.
Britton Spellings, Video Game Reunion.
Amal Shah, Time for Passion. And the nominees for Best Actress in a Comedy are...
Stacey McQueen, Pretty the Series.
Emma Caulfield, Bandwagon.
Joe Bozarth, The Further Adventures of Cupid and Eros.
Kelsey Robinson, Girl Parts.
Julie Ann Emery, Then We Got Help.
Joanna Gaskell, Standard Action.
Renee Aubert, Seeking Simone.
And the nominees for Best Ensemble Cast in a Comedy are...
Bandwagon.
Standard Action.
Leap Year.
Fumbling Through the Pieces.
Video Game Reunion.
Walking in Circles.
Danger 5.
Pretty, the Series.
Then We Got Help.
The Guild.
And the nominees for Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy are...
Woody Tondorf, Video Game Reunion.
Michael Taylor Gray, Pretty the Series.
Jim Cashman, Bandwagon.
Joel Bryant, Suck and Moan.
Brendan Bradley, Pretty the Series.
Jonah Pryor, Walking in Circles.
Matthew Montgomery, Girl Parts. And the nominees for Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy are...
Dee Freeman, Pretty the Series.
Carrie Bowman, Bandwagon.
Diane Delano, Fumbling Through the Pieces.
Elisa Donovan, Whole Day Down.
Tanya Kay, Video Game Reunion.
Kirsten Vagnus, Pretty the Series.
Shaylin Wachter, Bandwagon. And the nominees for Best Additional Content are
The Further Adventures of Cupid and Eros.
Out with Dad.
Heroes of the North.
Black Box TV.
Once You Leave.
Vampire Zombie Werewolf Show.
Receiver.
And the nominees for Best Directing in a Comedy are
Carrie Bowman, Bandwagon.
Steve Silverman, Pretty the Series.
Julie A. Smith, Fumbling Through the Pieces.
Yuri Baranovsky, Leap Year.
Rob Hunt, Standard Action.
Dario Russo, Danger 5.
Sean Becker, The Guild. And the nominees for Best Writing in a Comedy are
Steve Silverman, Pretty the Series.
Camilla Ranson and Carrie Bowman, Bandwagon.
Julie Ann Emery, Then We Got Help.
Jessica Mills, Awkward Embraces.
Tony Clomax, 12 Steps to Recovery.
Brandon Bradley, Tim Donahue, Matthew Lewis, and Aaron Sherry, Video Game Reunion.
Joanna Gaskell, Standard Action.
Mrs. Petunia Worthington, I assume you know why you are here?
Where's my husband? Look at the mess. Jeremy, give me a hand, darling.
Stop!
Oh, very droll, darling. If you've quite finished, can we go home now? The nominees for Best Supporting Actor in a Drama are Stephen Alexander, Good People in Love.
Rick Dalton, Ragged Isle.
Michael Tay, Breaking Point.
Alan Sorkins, Divine the Series.
Mike Durson, The Vanity.
Garrett Ryan, RCVR.
John James Woodward, Blood and Bone China.
The nominees for Best Supporting Actress in a Drama are Renee Olbert, Good People in Love, Crystal Coney, Breaking Point, Pasha Diallo, Anacostia, Rachel Shenton, Blood and Bone China, Sarami Lee, Throwing Stones, Stephanie Thorpe, Night of the Zombie King, and Marcia Batiste, Dragon Age Redemption.
The nominees for Best Directing in a Drama are Chris Stone, Blood and Bone China, David Van Essen, RCVR, John Jackson and Ben Bays, Aiden 5, Ivan Hayden, Divine the Series, Nate Locklear, Once You Leave, Tina Sessa Ward, Good People in Love, Darren Strauss, Downsized.
The nominees for Best Writing in a Drama are Tim Baldwin, Ben Bays, John Jackson, Vidas Bazdukas and Michael Block, Aiden 5, Stephanie Cooper and Chris Stone, Blood and Bone China, Rick Dalton, Barry Dodd, Karen Dodd, Jacob Lear and Greg Tolonen, Ragged Isle, Tina Caesar Ward, Good People in Love, Darren Strauss, Downsized, Nate Locklear, Once You Leave, Jason Lever, Out with Dad. That's how you do it. Word.
The nominees for Best Ensemble Cast in a Drama are
Ragged Isle, Divinity,
Breaking Point, Anacostia,
Dragon Age Redemption, Out with Dad,
Vacation Landers, The Rough,
Divine the Series, Mind's Eye.
The nominees for Best Actor in a Drama are Brian Michael Block from Aiden 5, Daniel Bonjour, RCVR, Anthony Miles, Blood and Bone China, Al Galvez, The Passenger, William Conlon from Out with Dad, Maxwell Glick, We Break Hearts, and Ben Hollingsworth, Divine the Series.
The nominees for Best Actress in a Drama are Maya Sayre, Aiden 5, Kayla Olsen, Once You Leave, Julian Clapp, Misbehave, Rachel Hipfloris, Good People in Love, Darren Strauss, Downsized, Melanie McCoskey, Continuum, Alexis Zibilis, Divinity.
We are proud to announce the final nominees for the 2011 Indie Intertube Awards. The nominees for Breakout Performance are Kayla Olson, Once You Leave,
Lynn Wachter, Bandwagon,
Lewis Brindley, Blood and Bone China,
Katie Caprio, Divinity,
April Joy Purinton, Ragged Isle,
Stephen Quartel, Thurston,
and Anthony Anderson, Anacostia.
And the nominees for Best Web Series Pilot are Inconspicuous,
I Kill Monsters,
The Family Curse,
Dark Horse,
Champion Road,
Turning a Profit,
and Hero Treatment.
The nominees for Best Animated Web Series are Force of Fate,
Sketch 22,
Cliff Notes,
Grim Endings,
Red vs. Blue,
Chronicles of Humanity,
and Frontier Prelude to Darkness. The nominees for Best Variety or Sketch Comedy Web Series are Game Room,
Invention with Brian Forbes,
General Assembly,
Daily Grace,
Immersion,
How to Annoy People,
and Key of Awesome.
and the dog wonders what you were doing.
I was trying to annoy you.
Oh, didn't work. And the nominees for Best Thriller are Stacks,
Ragged Isle,
Black Box TV,
You Solve,
We Break Hearts,
Death's Door.
and Apocalypse Diaries.
Yeah.
Are you on your phone again?
No.
Really? We're like doing a thing.
I said no. The nominees for Best Sci-Fi Fantasy Web Series are Receiver,
Spell Fury,
Border Guardians of Achernon,
Dragon Age Redemption,
Continuum,
The Passenger.
and Mind's Eye. Do you know what you'd call it if I hit you in the face right now?
Painful?
Action!
Oh! Okay.
And the nominees for Best Action Web Series are
Clutch,
Hitman 101,
End Result,
Mortal Kombat Legacy,
Heroes of the North,
Aiden 5.
Fallout Nuka Break.
Can I hit you?
No. Okay.
Later?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only if I can hit you back, though. That's really violent. Are we sure we want to... And the nominees for Best Horror Web Series are Funny Man, Haywire, Blood and Bone China, The Dead Hour, Divine the Series, Throwing Stones, and Chopper.
This is Cricket's favorite category. The nominees for Best Soap are Misbehave,
Anacostia,
Divinity,
Sundays,
Breaking Point,
In Between Men.
and Girl Girl Scene.
Isn't that right, Ruth?
And this is a brand new category for the Indie Intertube Awards this year, and it's for shows that don't really fit into comedy or drama, or they have a little bit of both. The nominees for Best Dramedy Web Series are Fumbling Through the Pieces,
Leap Year,
Downsized,
Vampire Mob,
The Further Adventures of Cupid and Eros,
Awkward Embraces.
and The Rough.
And the nominees for Best Comedy Web Series are Pretty the Series,
Standard Action,
Bandwagon,
Video Game Reunion,
Then We Got Help,
Danger 5, and Girl Hearts. And finally, the nominees for Best Drama Web Series are Out with Dad,
Once You Leave,
Good People in Love,
Thurston,
Vacation Landers,
Anyone But Me,
and Night of the Zombie King. Well, that's it, guys.
That's it, P.
Those are all the nominees for the second annual Indie Intertube Awards. We couldn't be prouder to honor all of these nominees, and we hope that you'll join us on
March 11th
at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, when we announce the winners. We can't wait, and good luck to all the nominees. Let's go, Pete.
I think she's done.
Okay.